Today we have 4 work-from-home jobs. 3 of them you'll review, process, and file documents. A couple of them are very beginner-friendly entry-level remote jobs, and one of them is for all of you in California having a tough time finding a remote job. So I found a company with several opportunities for all of you in California. I'll show you their careers page, and there's one job in particular I want to go over, and that's a document processing job. But first I want to give you a very entry-level work-from-home job scheduling transportation. It comes to us from the company Ride Health. They've been around since 2016, and they provide non-emergency medical transportation services, working primarily with health insurance companies. So they're looking for a contact center ride success agent to work full-time remotely anywhere within the United States. I did not see any location restrictions anywhere on this job description. And you'll work between the hours of 8 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern Time Zone hours, and that may include daytime, evening, and weekend hours. And you do not have to live in the Eastern Time Zone. Just translate your local hours to those hours. So this is a high-volume contact center job where you'll schedule transportation needs for passengers and clients. You'll make assistance calls for the transportation provider, as well as make outbound calls to passengers, client contacts, and attending facilities. You do some chat monitoring and respond to those chats and use the company's proprietary platform as well as third-party transportation software like Uber and Lyft and business technology like Five9, Salesforce, and Zendesk to successfully complete trip requests. So with this very beginner-friendly work-from-home job, you'll be a good fit if you have a high school diploma or equivalent. You're a good communicator, you're empathetic, and you can see tasks through to completion, and you take pride in your work. You need to be comfortable using computers, and they prefer you have software-based telephone experience, and that's just preferred, it's not required. They also encourage you have contact center or tech support experience, and that's just encouraged, it's not required. And they'd like you to have some customer service experience dealing with customer issue management. And like I always say, if you ever dealt with the public in any capacity, that qualifies as customer service. And if you have customer service experience, you do have issue management experience. You're able to follow standard operating procedures, and you can recognize trends and report to upper management, and you can also work with team members in a remote environment. And when it comes to the salary on the job description, they tell us they'll pay you anywhere from $16 to $18 per hour. So now let's get into the document processing jobs. The first one I'm sharing comes to us from the company Equivity. They provide virtual assistant services, and they've been around since 2014. So the first thing I want to show you about this company is, if we go to their careers page, we can see they have a few remote opportunities open right now. For the most part, you do need to come with some related experience. The one I want to talk about today does not require much of that experience, and it's for a virtual legal assistant. This job is full-time remote anywhere within the United States. I did not see any location restrictions anywhere on this job description, nor on the application. And you work Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time Zone hours, but you don't have to live in the Eastern Time Zone. Just translate your local hours to those hours. And they tell us on this job description they'll pay you $20 per hour. So what you're going to do in this job is prepare and submit electronic court filings in accordance with established procedures. You'll monitor filing status and verify successful submissions, resolve rejected filings by making corrections and resubmitting documents promptly. You'll track court deadlines and ensure filings are completed on time, maintain organized records of filing confirmations and related documentation, and communicate filing updates and issues clearly with internal team members. So if you have a little bit of experience as a legal assistant, legal administrative assistant, or similar legal role, and a little bit of hands-on electronic filing, e-filing experience in state courts, check out this job. Now, they talk a little bit about your technical requirements. They do not provide you with equipment. You'll have to provide your own computer running Windows or Mac. You need 2 monitors, a reliable internet connection, and a quiet professional home office free from frequent distractions. Okay, so for all of you who live in California having a tough time finding a remote job, there's one I want to share with you. But before we get into this one, there are several other opportunities I want to show you. And they're all with the same company. That company is Golden One Credit Union. They're based in California, and they've been around since the 1930s. So the first thing we need to do is go to their careers page, type remote in the search bar, and that'll show us all the remote jobs they have open right now, and they are all California based. Some of them you do have to live in a specific area in California. For example, this one right here, it is remote in West Side, California only. And some of these jobs are pretty old, but they're still on their careers page, so we can only assume they're still available. So yeah, they have quite a few openings right now. If any of them interest you, make sure to check them out. Now, I'm not able to sort by the date of these jobs, but I did notice if we take a look at the second page, they seem to have the more current jobs on the second page. So as we scroll down here, sorry if I'm going a little fast, all you have to do is pull up their careers page. The job I want to share today is this direct loan processor level 2. So this job was just posted a couple of days ago. So yeah, it is still new. It is full-time. It is remote, but they're only hiring remotely in the state of California. And they tell us on this job description, they'll pay you anywhere from $23.09 up to $27 per hour. So your main responsibility in this job will be to manage loan files, work across teams, identify risks or exceptions, and use critical thinking to drive solutions that support efficient processing and positive outcomes for members and partners. So this job involves customer service and processing loan documents. You'll manage a high volume of inbound and outbound loan-related calls and messages while simultaneously processing multiple loan applications. You'll manage about 40 to 50 applications at any time, ensuring proactive follow-up, timely condition clearing, accurate documentation, and end-to-end ownership through funding. You also perform quality control reviews to support loan funding and operational audits, ensuring files meet documentation standards, lien perfection requirements, and regulatory and policy guidelines. You'll also identify exceptions and drive corrective action to mitigate risk, and collect, analyze, and validate relevant financial and identity documentation. So that's the bulk of what you're going to do in this position. They have more details. If interested, read through the details. So you'd be a good fit for this job if you have a high school diploma or a GED and a few years experience in a fast-paced lending or work environment with high loan processing volume. You can independently manage complex loan files, resolve escalations, and consistently meet quality, compliance, and productivity standards. And they tell us they prefer, but they don't require. They prefer you have an associate's degree or some college education. So next up, we have a no experience required work from home job, reviewing and processing documents. It comes to us from Foundation Finance Company, a well-known financial services firm that's been around since 2012. They're looking for a dealer services document review specialist to work full-time remotely in a majority of states within the United States. As we scroll down to the bottom of the job description, they tell us they are hiring remotely in one of these, it looks like 29 states within the United States. I do see New Jersey and New York. Unfortunately, I do not see California on this list. So hopefully you live in one of the states you see on your screen right now. So what you're going to do in this job is evaluate, analyze, and detail various types of documents for accuracy, compliance, and completeness, including but not limited to ACH, DBA, and company name changes, initial ACH bank information, master dealer agreements, and making sure dealer emails are received. Basically, you're going to review and process documents while actively entering new and existing dealers' information. You'll upload supporting documentation in all operating systems, including but not limited to Salesforce, Decision Lender, and Spectrum. So I recommend getting as familiar as you can with those three systems I just mentioned. You'll document all notes properly in all required areas and assist dealers and customers with signing documents via SDocs platform. You'll troubleshoot any issues accordingly and report them to management, respond to all dealers, internal staff, and management requests, complaints, and/or issues, and help review and resolve customer verification and document issues. So yep, a whole lot of reviewing and processing of documents. They have more details. If interested, read through the details. So for this job, they tell us they'd like you to have an associate's degree in business, finance, communication, marketing, or a related field. Or if you don't have a degree, they'd like you to have 2 years of marketing or sales experience. So you do not need experience if you have an associate's degree. And then, of course, you need to be comfortable using Microsoft Office applications. They offer a pretty nice suite of benefits, including day one health benefits. And when it comes to the salary, as we go back up to the top of the job description, they tell us they'll pay you anywhere from $20 to $21.50 per hour. So that's all I have for you in this video. Some very beginner-friendly, no experience needed work from home jobs, plus a company that hires remotely in the state of California. Hopefully one of these easy work from home jobs works out for you. And if you're looking for more, check out this video right here. Thank you so much for visiting. I truly appreciate your support, and I'll meet you on the next job lead.